Good morning, folks. John Havlicek here with another edition of Common Grounds, where we try to find some common ground. And today, I've got some updates on educator or education-related bills that are being, kind of talked about in the Wisconsin State Legislature. So let's just jump right into it. The first one I think should be kind of uncontroversial here. Senate Bill 516 would initiate a study to just do the research on putting educators into the state health insurance group. It's not to actually make the move, but just to do the study, to do the research, find out, would that save money? I would think this is one that folks could come to agreement on. Yeah, I would hope. Do the research, right? What's wrong with that? All right, so that's number one. Now we're going to get a little bit more controversial. There's going to be some probably more arguing over these. Assembly Bill 496 has to do with the income limits to be eligible for a private school voucher. The income limit is 220% of the federal poverty level, but there's a loophole. If the family's income goes above that cap, once they're in the program, they can continue in the program. And so that would seem to lead to a lot of possibility for waste, fraud, and abuse, right? Those are three very popular buzzwords on one side of the political spectrum. And so this bill would require those families to exit the program once they exceed the income cap, which would, to me, seem to make sense, right? You're going to get somebody who's maybe underreporting their income, or they have a real significant life circumstance change, and we have somebody who's making double that still getting a voucher, right? I think that one should actually be kind of common sense. I'm a little surprised, or maybe I'm not, that wasn't written into the program years and years ago. Okay. Third one, Assembly Bill 497. Again, to me, this is a common sense one, but private charters and voucher schools would have to abide by the public records and open meetings laws that your neighborhood public school district has to abide by. Right? If you're taking taxpayer dollars, there's got to be some kind of transparency there, and that hasn't been the case. And so in particular for some of those really problematic organizations that then close and end up, leaving the state even, this would require a certain level of transparency on their part, which I think would be a good thing. Okay. Next one. There's a bunch here. I got two left. Assembly Bill 504. This is something that I've been asking for, people have been asking for several years, is that property tax bills would split out the cost of the voucher program. Right now, it's all just lumped under education. But this would actually show taxpayers how much money they're losing to these voucher schemes. Okay? And I would think common ground would be transparency in our government. Yeah, I would think that this is a common ground we have. Whether you agree with the voucher programs or not, at least transparency and opening this up to a little bit more scrutiny would be a good thing. And then the last one, this is, I don't know, I'm reading about this, and I wonder if this is like an early April Fool's Day joke, if this is somehow some kind of prank. Republicans in the Wisconsin legislature introduced Assembly Bill 485, and it would actually ban the Department of Public Instruction from verifying the residence of any family applying to get into the voucher program. If I want to vote, I need 6 different forms of ID and a note from my mom. But here they can't check their residence? Now, I understand some Republican legislators have had a little problem with where do I actually live, meaning them. But come on, folks. That's just silly. So I can only hope that that's some kind of a joke. So I think the common ground on all this, the common thread is, I think if we really want some kind of accountability and transparency in our government in general, then we have to have that accountability and that transparency in the programs that the government is running. Okay, so that's your common ground for this morning, and enjoy your coffee, and have a good day at work today, folks. Bye.